If I were James Talarico, I wouldn't bother attacking Ken Paxton over corruption. MAGA is okay with corruption. And the voters you need to win over don't care for attack ads. Instead, focus on winning Christians. No. This is a bad idea. Instead, focus on winning Christians, independents, and moderates with a positive message. Be a leader. This is terrible advice. James Talarico's messaging here is spot on. It's not about corruption. It's about that the system has been rigged against working class people. And Ken Paxton's corruption is a manifestation of that rigged system. That's why this ad works really well.
In America, just
and focusing on Christians and independents, like running to the middle and focusing on like religious people. Republicans have Christians. The Christians in Texas that might vote for somebody who's as liberal as James Talarico is, James Talarico's already got. Don't focus on Christians. That's not going to sway people. Christians in Texas, evangelicals in Texas, view Ken Paxton as a more faithful manifestation of Christianity in Texas than James Talarico, simply on the virtue that Ken Paxton is fighting against women's right to bodily autonomy in our state, and James Talarico wants to provide people with sexual health care and reproductive health care and sex education in high schools. Like, you're not going to win the Christians in Texas. He's already got all the independents he's going to get. He needs to move left. I have not seen so pointedly economically populist messaging from Talarico until after Ken Paxton was confirmed as the nominee. He hits him on corruption, but the point of the corruption is that Ken Paxton's corruption is a manifestation of the system that is rigged against you.
Using his public office to enrich himself and his donors.
Enrich himself and his donors.
Of the people.
At the expense of the people.
Corruption is the rot at the core of this broken system.
That's the thesis statement.
It's why we can't get ahead no matter how hard we work.
It takes Ken Paxton and it makes him into what Republicans perceive as the establishment, the swamp that makes it all about themselves and enriching themselves and their friends. And they know that Ken Paxton is kind of like that kind of person because they know that Ken Paxton is insanely corrupt. They're okay with the corruption only because they think that it's serving their interests. But if you take the corruption and you say, actually, this is the reason why it's more difficult for you to buy groceries, why you can't afford healthcare, why you can't afford rent next month, why you can't fill up your car on the way to your job to earn too little money. Ken Paxton's corruption is the reason why your life is so economically difficult. That's a winning message. That's why this is a good video. And this guy doesn't know what he's talking about here.